Ever feel like you're constantly trying to learn new things, but nothing really sticks? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. It's a huge struggle for so many of us. But what if I told you the problem isn't you, but maybe the methods you're using? Today, we're going to break down a framework that's designed to flip that whole script.
Let me just start with the question, and be honest. Does this feel familiar? You know that feeling at the end of the day where your brain just feels completely fried from endless scrolling, notifications, and just information everywhere? It's the kind of overload that can absolutely crush your motivation to learn anything new.
And this quote, man, this just captures that feeling perfectly. You put in the hours, you try to just muscle through it and work harder, but you keep hitting the same wall. It's this frustrating cycle that can make you feel like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this.
So yeah, this leads us right into what we can call the modern learning problem. And the symptoms are probably going to sound familiar. You forget someone's name literally seconds after you hear it. You try to read a page, but your mind wanders off. And eventually, you just lose the drive to learn because it feels like such an uphill battle.
But here's the thing that might surprise you. This struggle, it has almost nothing to do with how intelligent you are. I mean, tons of people with super high IQs deal with this exact same problem and end up thinking they just aren't smart enough. And that right there tells us something huge. The issue isn't about raw talent, it's about the tools we're using.
And that brings us to the most important, the most critical shift in how we think about all this. The big idea here is that learning effectively isn't some gift you're born with. No, it's a practical, learnable skill, just like, say, learning to cook or play the guitar.
The source we're looking at uses a fantastic analogy: baking a cake. You wouldn't just throw random ingredients in a bowl and hope for the best, right? Of course not. You follow a recipe. Learning can be exactly the same. When you have the right process, the right recipe, you can get predictable, awesome results every single time.
So let's just put these two ideas right next to each other so we can see how different they are. The flawed belief, the one that holds us back, is that it all comes down to IQ or just brute force effort. But the reality, the truth, learning is a craft. It's about skillfully using the right tools for the job.
And when you make that mental switch, it's a game changer. Learning stops feeling like this awful chore, and it starts to feel more like a game with clear rules that you can actually master. And that gives you the confidence to feel like you can win every single day.
Okay, so what does this system actually look like in practice? What are these tools we're talking about? Well, the whole 10x effective learning framework is built around mastering 5 core interconnected skills.
Let's quickly run through the toolkit. First up is reading speed, and this isn't just about blazing through pages, it's about getting the essence efficiently. Then there's active reading, which is all about actually understanding and absorbing what you read. Next, note-taking, so you can capture those ideas in your own words. After that, memory techniques, to make sure that knowledge actually sticks around. And the glue that holds it all together? Focus, the ability to do that deep, strategic work. See how they all build on each other?
And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory, this is the real deal. This exact system has been taught to people working at some of the biggest and most innovative companies out there. We're talking PayPal, Volkswagen, Pinterest, Lyft, which shows you just how powerful it is in the real world.
Okay, I get it. 5 skills can still sound pretty intimidating. But the good news is, the source lays out a really clear, super manageable action plan so you can get started without feeling totally overwhelmed.
The plan is actually beautifully simple. Step 1, just watch. Just understand the whole system first. Get that 30,000-foot view of how all the pieces connect. Then, and only then, do you move to step 2. That's when you go back and start practicing one skill at a time, really focusing on mastering it before you even think about the next one.
So how much time are we talking about here? Well, the source keeps it realistic. The recommendation is to spend about 1 to 3 months practicing the exercises for each of those 5 skills. So this isn't a quick fix or a magic trick. It's about building a real, sustainable skill that lasts a lifetime.
But hold on. Before you even touch step 1 or step 2, there's a crucial starting point. Let's call it step 0. The absolute first thing you have to do is decide exactly what you want to achieve. And the most important word here is specific. Being clear is everything. I mean, just look at the difference here. A vague goal like, I want to improve my focus. What does that even mean? How do you know if you've done it? But a specific goal, like, I want to be able to read for 30 straight minutes without getting distracted, now that's a clear target. You know exactly when you've hit the bullseye.
And this quote just nails it. Your goal has to be something you can almost see and touch. It needs to be concrete, tangible, something real you can actually work towards, and, more importantly, achieve. Because that's what builds the momentum you need to keep going.
And that really brings us right back around to you. Your whole journey to becoming a better learner starts with answering this one simple but powerful question. Before you try any new technique, before you do anything else, what is the number one specific, tangible thing you want to achieve?